Greetings, I'm Director Arketer of Ark Lab. This is typically the case with the last of the three brothers, Scrolls. I'm joined in call additionally by Havenhand and Carrot, who may or may not be able to stick around for the duration, but are surely welcome to. Sparky's Tech Corner was here, but not any longer. Okay.
We were hungry.
Look, you have to keep your blood sugar level stable. It's important.
Yeah.
Greetings in chat to Assassin the Grey. Thank you very much for promotion. I quite lost track of time at the worst of times and scrambled to get this show together at the last minute. I have succeeded. And if I had to cut any corners or if things are different, no one will notice anyway. Probably. Greetings, joys of sorrow. I don't think I've seen you in the chat for quite some time. Hope you're well. Greetings, Exodus, the person who has gently provided the game we're going to attempt to raffle off later on. Please do stick around if you would like to join a raffle for a game. It'll be very easy to arrange joining into the raffle. You can just tag me in chat and say, I want to be part of the raffle, and you're in the raffle. I just need to be able to send you the Steam key as relevant. Okay. Last time on Director Arketer Reviews SCPs, we got through half of Brain Shatter's request. A 01 file proposal where we've gone through several colors and now on color green, which is halfway through the SCP file. If this should be very confusing, please do feel free to watch last week's SCP review to see what led us here. In short, backstory, the Foundation had in its keeping one AI created by a pseudo-Dado type individual that abandoned it into the Foundation's care, and then the Earth was effectively destroyed by psychic wrigglers from Super Mario 64. And the last of humanity was kept inside of a Foundation pocket dimension, which was insufficiently vetted and maintained barely by a very reasonably depressed long series of clones. However, most recently, the last of humanity was rescued by robots who seem to hold them with some warm regard, and are operating on behest of their queen. Without further ado, item FCP-001-GREEN, object class pending, special containment procedures. SCP-2591 Omega, the sole interway to green, is to be opened only by unanimous approval of the remaining members of the O5 Council. Who would like to take the next paragraph, if they would?
I have no idea where we are.
The link I sent you should have gone directly to it.
Yes.
So you don't want description. Okay, do you want to go on to description? The Foundation joins us our own. Greetings, by the way, Roger Wilco 98. Glad you could be here. The Foundation turns into a bad acid trip almost every other SCP, because again, the Foundation Wiki is a conglomeration of not just one SCP Foundation, but a wide range of SCP Foundations, some of them very competent, very reasonable, some of them batshit insane in a variety of ways. Including occasionally quite drugged out. There's the Easygoing Foundation, there's the Fun Foundation, there's the Murder Everyone Who Even Looks Funny Foundation, there's the Foundation that is just grim, dark, and bitter. Basically, as many foundations as there are files. And more that never bothered to write any files. This is the power of the multiverse! Or just imagination. Not too different, really. Okay, description. As of the awakening of all 500 sleepers on 6/20, 29,989. Green refers to the area outside. Yellow research into whether or not this area safe for human colonization is still ongoing. We have an O5 meeting transcript to start with, which has an excess of roles, really.
Can I be Taggart?
You've got it. You're Taggart. Kayla, did you have a role in mind?
Apologies, I'm unable to join this one.
No, alright then. I guess I'll just try to keep these O5s straight, or not bother at all, and make up a new voice with every other one or so. O5 commanding transcript, 715, covered that. Begin log, O51. Calling row, pod A1, O51, present. Status pod B1, O52, here. Pods C1 and D1, O54, and my son.
Can we get Taco Bell?
God damn it, Tacky, we know this Taco Bell is extinct!
What's a stink?
It's that thing the dinosaurs are. Now be quiet, Mommy has a fucking meeting! Should we reconvene at a later... It's a child, you'll leave! Taggy, go play with KK507 for a while.
I don't like KK. She's...
Hello, other real person. How are we friends?
Ah!
10, 11, 12. Here. And last, our entire crew, KK507.
I can be KK507 if you want.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yes, I'm here. My name's KK-507. What kind of music do you like? Have you ever heard of Starlight Express?
11, you're the one who's been talking to her. Help me out here. KK, wanna play?
Yes, I do.
0511 picks up a stapler and aims to throw it out an open ground level window in the cave wall. Catch the Stavy, KK! Go deep!
Yes, sir!
KK scrambles out the window, running backwards across the courtyard. 0511 puts the stapler back down. The other council members stare at 0511 in silence. Oh, come on. The ethics committee is extinct.
Are they at Taco Bell?
052 stands up and slams her hands on the table. Are we going to talk about green, or would my time be better spent having a long overdue stroke? 10. The exploration team's findings. Right. The hypothesis is that green is, or at least at one point was, Earth. That much has been confirmed. However, the Sun and Moon have been replaced by similar astral bodies of possibly anomalous origin, which hasn't resulted in any climate or atmospheric changes. Stars match no recorded positions. In addition, there's some ambient noise of apparently extraterrestrial origin. Sound carries through empty space. That last point about sound, wasn't that how it was with the Pharaon? Well, we never got a visual, but now they mention it, yes. So our planet could still be in enemy territory. It's certainly natural enough to fit the bill of Orange Bee terraforming. How about the team itself? Any casualties? The injuries sustained by 2 MTF members healed at anomalous rates, so there's definitely some kind of ambient healing factor. They ran into Orange Bee? What? No! They tripped. They haven't encountered any Orange Bee. Recon drones haven't picked up any trace of them either. The only thing that even resembles an Orange Bee is Indigo, and that thing's dead. Could you refresh my memory about that last one? 052 checks memo. FCP Indigo, object class pending, a 3,600 meter tall arthropod that's currently floating at the L1 Lagrange point displays no signs of life. 0510. The only fauna encountered is in green. So far have been mundane wildlife such as elk and rabbits. Needless to say, the gateway is no longer in Antarctica. The robots must have moved it. Why do we get the feeling that you should have brought up the fact that there are robots 5 fucking minutes ago? That's not a new development. One of them opened the door, remember? Oh, right, the crash dummies. They refer to themselves as workhorses, whatever that means, and claim to serve the goddess, and treat humans with a bizarre reverence. It's almost like we're royalty. There hasn't been any hostility from the workhorses, not even when Squad 6 shot and destroyed 3 of them. Why? Well, perhaps they aren't scented or can be easily replaced by their... No. Why did Squad 6 attack them? They are not clever men. Well, the way I see it, if we're going to make any headway into seeing if this planet is viable for colonization, we're going to need to have further negotiation with these workhorses. And apologize for Squad 6. Then again, wasn't KK-507 terrified of them? Look, she's clinically...
Hello?
All council members yelp and back their chairs away. How did you get under the table?
Quietly.
Why did you get under the table?
Because this has been my special calming place for the past 10 years. What's your special calming place? Can we be friends?
0511 reaches for the stapler to throw it again. It's missing. Okay, where the hell's my stapler?
I caught the stapy.
Awkward silence, the sound of teeth gently nibbling on metal and rubber. Requesting permission to change the subject. Yes. Okay, well, the first thing we're going to need to do is analyze the healing factor further. I would like to see if someone on the outside is capable of aging. The best way to do this would be to send KK-507 outside for an extended period of time with some guards to observe. Voting in favor of this. Seconded. Thirded with prejudice. Wait, no, this is asinine. Analyzing the healing factor is one thing, but I can't help but feel that we're trying to implicitly exile her. That would be wrong. I'm aware that she's an abject nuisance, but it's no fault of her own. Besides, lest we forget, KK-507 is the living, breathing reason all of us are still alive, and we owe her dearly. I mean, no, 2 has a point, changing my vote.
I can do it if you want.
A 510 screams. Now you're on the table. Well, we are out of chairs. KK-507 slinks off the table politely.
No, really guys, I can do the thing, whatever it was. Friends do favors for each other, don't they? I'll just... give me a night to consult with Tracy.
Albite, who the hell is Tracy?
She the creator of all existence. She lives in Burger King. Can we get Burger King?
How old is Taggart? Oh, shut up! He's 7 last time I asked, but if we could turn to the matter at... His rate of aging would be easier to observe. Changing my vote. Ditto!
But I want to help.
Taggy, wanna go on a vacation? FCP internal memo from 0510 to 051 to 411 and 12, subject re Indigo, date 85/29/1989. I'm not sure whether to feel terrified or relieved, or both. Squad 10's interactions with the workhorses have revealed troubling information concerning the entity they have designated the Goddess. They're still dodging our questions regarding the lack of Orange Bee's presence. The squad was invited to join them in one of the workhorses' prayer rituals, the birth of their avatars, it is known, on the grounds that, according to the workhorses themselves, the Goddess has been waiting for ages to meet them. The squad was gathered in the central square of a large workhorse settlement, Hoss Town number 58 as they call it, and joined the robots in staring up at the night sky for 10 straight minutes. Once the 11th minute began, Indigo disappeared from its position in the L1 point. It rematerialized directly over the settlement. They don't know how high it was exactly, but the only light came from bioluminescent growths on the creature's underbelly. Claims that Indigo is dead are erroneous. It is very much alive, just in a state of prolonged meditation. Most bizarrely of all, the High Priest of the workhorses addressed Indigo as, verbatim, "Most sacred goddess and celestial empress of treasured and liberated humankind, banisher of human extinction, conqueror of strangers, confounder of monsters, relentless subjugator of all who would do harm to those who deserve peace and safety, Pallet East River Gawk." Which, if any of you happen to have catched the previous half of this SCP, would be, of course, the AI created by a Dado-esque extra-planar creature that the Foundation was in custody of, that quote-unquote found humans adorable meat puppies.
Oh no.
Greetings in chat to Snoopy100, glad you could get here. And greetings anyone else who snuck in when I wasn't looking. Indigo made unintelligible noise that shattered the eardrums of every human present. They regrew once the noise ended, of course. It flared up with blinding light, disappeared, returned to L1, and when it was gone, an avatar was left behind, a tangible 1 meter tall recreation of SCP Red. While the squad was busy rubbing their aching ears, the avatar went into hysterical fits of happy crying and spent the rest of the evening hugging and kissing anything in sight. I don't want to say that an obscure, mildly irritating, totally soft program has somehow eradicated Orange Bee and assumed godhead. There may, however, come a point where I will soon be required to say it. Either way, I am recommending we reassign her designation to FCP Blue. The designation Indigo should refer to the arthropodal body itself due to its appearance. I believe it may have originally been aligned with Orange before Palette somehow gained control. Regardless of this entity's intentions, Palette has claimed that the human race is now under her protection, which means that we need leverage over here in order to secure humankind's best interests. To that end, I have a plan, but it's going to require a great deal of suspension of disbelief. Meet me in the Northern Conference Room at 1900 tomorrow evening, signed 05D. Once again, we have a ridiculous number of roles. I assume you would like to reprise KK-507?
Yeah, sure.
Very good then. Incident log 87. I'm not reading that number again. Time 20:51 GMT. Begin log. Now let's read. You are.
Why is the sound leaving?
We're in a helicopter. There's fly.
Ground. I know, but I don't think the ground should be allowed to leave. I have to step on that later. Might mess with the meeting.
Focus.
Right, reviewing. My grandfather.
KK-1's grandfather.
Right, sorry. KK-1's grandfather was Dr. Julian Key, director of Site 501. He was great friends with Palette.
And?
Which means I'm the closest connection Palette has to people from her original circle of friends.
Good. Go on.
And now that Palette is the god queen of all humans...
Yes?
But what about Tracy the Sparkling? I thought she was...
Tracy fucking retired!
Oh, you know what? Good for her. She earned it.
Yeah, great.
Look, the ground is returning.
Alright, there she is in the courtyard. See her?
The one who looks like pictures of clowns?
Yes, and if you tell her that, disrespect her, fuck this up for me in any way, shape, or form, I make it illegal for you to ever have friends.
Right.
KK-507 sends to attention as the chopper lands. The doors open. KK-507 nervously walks between two rows of kneeling workhorses. 0511 remains in the chopper. Blue's avatar floats in midair at the end of the rows.
Oh, excuse me. Are you?
Another meat puppy! She tackles KK-507 to the ground with a fierce hug. KK-507 shrieks in terror.
Get off right now. That's right. It's Tracy. I will eat your fucking skin, bitch.
The helicopter door closes. 0511 points a pistol in his mouth. The window turns red. Oh dear. Blue backs away, tilting her head at KK-507 like a confused dog. What's wrong? Never been hugged before?
What the hell is a hug, and why were you trying to eat me?
You opposable thumb kitty's got the best jokes.
If I tell you more jokes, will you never try to eat me again?
Blue floats closer to KK-507, sniffing her neck in curiosity. Okay, Palette, before you continue, you should know that starting about 7 years ago, I was very good at breaking things. Notably, that should have been marked KK-507's line, but that's an editing fail. So
Oh.
their failure, not yours. That's clearly not Palette's line. You smell like Dr. Key.
Julian Key, right? I'm his great times 507 granddaughter.
Blue's eyes dilate, filling with clusters of star and heart symbols.
Please don't eat me.
You're not my best friend in the universe! KK-507 clenches her jaw for the first time since she left the chopper.
Ooh, really?
Having recovered, 0511 wipes blood from the window, watches and sighs with relief. That's some powerful healing factor, all right.
Yeah.
A bit knee-jerky for 0511 there. Well, that's it for blue. Oh, sorry, green. Now we're on to blue. Turtlesoft presents the B. Hudson Gawk Retirement Gala. When? July 4th, 1438, 7 p.m. Where? Mount Rushmore Memorial Ballroom. As Mr. Gawk passes the Totley torch to newer, younger management, join us in giving this self-made trillionaire a cosmic send-off. Thanks for tip memories.
Oh no.
A crude ballroom has been built out of cubic chunks, juxtaposed of Mount Rushmore, juxtaposed into place by Orange B. There's a large stage at the northern end with a podium constructed from the nose of the Abraham Lincoln face. The audience is primarily composed of workhorse units, humanoid robots based on the designs of crash test dummies. These robots comprise the majority of Totlesoft's latter-day workforce. The only non-workhorse attendees are a table of Orange B delegates. Would you like to take the role of either workhorse MC or...
I'll be the MC because I just skipped ahead and saw that the audience is going to be funnier if you do it.
Well, very good then. And greetings in chat to Moss and Johansson.
Hello. Well, I guess I could stay up here and keep making my jokes forever, but I think we all know why you're really here. And now, addressing you as CEO for the last time, the extraterrestrial immigrant Cinderella story of the ages, Mr. Percival Hudson Gawk!
Wild applause. A curtain raises over a massive lump of soggy, gelatinous yellow flesh on the stage. The workhorses sing. For he's a jolly good. 10 seconds of unintelligible shrieking in identified, presumably extraterrestrial language, which I'm not going to attempt to replicate. For he's a jolly good. 10 seconds of unintelligible shrieking in identified, presumably extraterrestrial language, which I will not attempt to replicate. For he's a jolly good. 20 seconds of unintelligible shrieking in an identified, presumably extraterrestrial language, which nobody can deny. The MC stabs an audio cable into Gawk's frontal mass. Okay, simmer down, everybody. My friends, when I first came to America to pursue my dream, I never imagined for a moment I'd be standing here on this stooge. In the span of only a few millennia, Totlesoft has gone from its humble roots as a consumer electronics company fueled by psychic orgy of corpses to globe-spanning consumer electronics empire. Applause.
Hey.
If you need a litmus test for how much we've grown, you need only look at how my grasp of the English language has improved. It's almost like when I look at our beginnings. Like, what the hell were you smoking, Percy? And alas, yours truly has reached that point. Besides, the market is constantly changing. And on a related side note, we wouldn't have come half this far if it weren't for the sudden appearance of our best friends and benefactors. Weasel Eschatological Landscaping Solutions, LLC. Go on, show them some lave! Applause toward the orgy table. Its occupants stand up and bow deeply. The fact that the market keeps changing is proof that Totlesoft needs someone younger in charge. I'm sorry I've had to keep you in the dark about the identity of my successor. But those who know me can agree, it's really no secret if you think about it. A small procession of workhorses carry a purple velvet pillow onto stage. In the middle of the pillow is the hard drive containing red. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new CEO of Totlesoft as she spends the next 10 years slowly and painlessly replacing my consciousness. My beautiful daughter, Pallet East River Gawk! Wild applause. The workhorse picks up the hard drive and jabs it into Gawk's flank with an air of ceremony. Once the hard drive is completely absorbed, Gawk lets out an ear-splitting shriek from one of his inner vocalization glands, quivering and rippling violently. The ballroom shakes.
Mr. Gog, what's wrong?
What the hell are you doing, pilot? It hurts! Steep! An invisible shockwave knocks most of the audience on their backs. Gok's flesh darkens in color. A vertical crack forms in the top of his body, slowly expanding until Gok's body reduced to a reddish-brown crust surrounding a translucent pink sphere of gelatinous matter. The crust still shows signs of life through vibrations. Red's cartoon fairy body appears in the center of the sphere through bioluminescent holograms. She wrings the paintbrush on her left arm. Sadly. Or do you wish to take... Well, this is the same voice as the quote-unquote goddess. It's...
Oh yeah, you can do it.
Hello everybody! The crust slowly starts to regain color and reshapes of the sphere, but an opening is left wide enough for Pilot's entire body to be visible. Sorry about the nest. Truth be told, due to very personal reasons, I was kind of in a hurry to destroy his consciousness. He's dead. Panic murmuring in the audience. I know. It's all very sad or something. Don't worry, you're all fake humans anyway. So I'll just reprogram you to stop missing him once we're done here. Besides, I doubt you're going to miss him much after you find out what he did to all those humans in that car factory. Anyway, since I'm in charge now, I'd like to say a few words before we get started. She clears her throat. As we finally move forward in this new, horrible, empty, lifeless, disgusting, human-free era, my dad liked to talk about adapting to a changing world. It's kind of funny in retrospect. I guess having his consciousness replaced in a way he wasn't prepared for was just too changey. No doubt you've seen for yourselves how much of a hypocrite he is, and now here you are, dressing up like you're humans while giving a standing ovation to humanity's murderers. Just good business, am I right? I'd like to know, if you'd like to know how I'm going to lead you through this new and familiar market, I just have 4 awards for you. She laughs, holding back tears. There is no market. The market was created by the single most beautiful species of meat puppies ever to exist, the human race. This rock we're standing on was barren for billions of years. Spent a few million with an infestation with a big stupid lizards, and then as soon as humanity stepped into the evolutionary playing field, you couldn't walk around a corner anywhere without finding artistic touch everywhere you look. It only took a couple dozen millennia to come up with penicillin, the Beatles, deep tissue massages, and Wayne's World. Humans made everything beautiful. The only real reason to murder them is out of some ass-backwards hatred for beauty. A mad length of hair-like tendrils peeks out from underneath her, pointing to the orange bee table. So tell me, what is it about beauty that gets you little shits so hot under the collar? One of the orange bees grabs a hold of a nearby workhorse unit and takes control of its voice synthesizer. I understand your discontent. Weasels do not wish for unnecessary confrontation. Perhaps, if I could offer an explanation of why our mission is cruelty-free beef. Clarification. Minus the word beef. Oh. Then juxtapose on up here and let's talk it out. Orange B1 teleports on the stage. Red's biomass suddenly rears up and slams into Orange B1. The image of Red within the sphere gains solid form, yanks Orange B1's body into the sphere, and swallows it whole. Orange B1's viscera darkens the sphere. Red's body flares up with light. So that's how you juxtapose. The remaining orange bees start raising their arms and moaning. I wonder what happens if I juxtapose multiple objects into the same space. Red juxtaposes the remaining orange bee into a single position between them. Their still living bodies have phased through one another. They struggle, groaning and shrieking. Red giggles hysterically. She pokes at the twitching wad of captives with the tendril. Maybe it's a little behind schedule, but I think my art has finally found its inspiration. The rest of the audience, horrified, makes for the exits. Well, since you guys clearly had enough of your new boss already, I'm going to go ahead and turn on direct control. The workhorses all freeze, they turn to Red and salute her.
Your orders, master.
Okie dokie, my sweet little disgusting bootlegs. Here's the deal. Consumer electronics are normie shit. From this day forward, we're going to use this company as an elaborate performance art project called Ashen Shadows of Man, an interactive vortexual dive into an unblemished legacy. First, I'm going to mindfuck the information I need out of the weasel wad. Abracadabra, bitch! The orange bee cluster levitates and glows, screeching pitifully. Glowing molten material suddenly ejects from the mouths before flash, cooling and hardening. Smoke shoots out from between the segments of the carapace. The cluster falls, and all orange bees in the wad are dead. That was very informative. Thanky wankies! And I'm we're up to 8 likes. Fantastic news, everyone.
Yay.
We're that much closer to 13 likes, potentially making this a success. And please remember, we're going to be rattling off a game later. We just need to get to this SCP first, in the time that remains, hopefully. Let's review what I discovered. This planet is currently smack dab in the middle of a weasel's home dimension. It's about the size of Earth's solar system. The laws of physics are a little different. For example, sound carries from planet to planet. There's breathable air in space. There are a bunch of other kidnapped planets here, and none of them have any civilized societies. But hey, here's what gets spicy, fellas. Ruling over the weasels is their resident god is a reality warping super weasel who lives out in space. The one they call Grandma. She strokes her chin pensively. And because she trusts her grandchildren completely, there's nothing stopping anyone from juxtaposing into a brain cavity and taking control of. Be right back. She disappears in the juxtaposition event. 14 minutes and 45 seconds of dead silence. The sound of the recording suddenly cuts out from a noise loud enough to short out the microphones. When sound returns, Red's voice can be heard from the sky. Sorry to keep you waiting. Okay, let's talk about how to convey our message. We'll start off with a sample of sacred iconography from the Cathedral of Pat the Immaculate. And since we've already burnt through a half hour so far, I would like to let you all know we're raffling off this game here. It's where like you're one of 3 criminal scum who make their living cleaning up crime scenes.
There's crime. Crime makes people lose their nerve.
Generally committing a lot more crimes in the process.
All it takes is a couple tricks. Having your back against a wall, call Lonnie. When things heat up,
trailer for the game,
she keeps it cool.
Once again, Joe's provided by Exodus.
If there's any way around, she'll find it.
You watch the Sunday show.
One
you know
that dot the
about.
I's and cross the T's in one swift motion. What results? She's your girl. A slaughterhouse, you say? I got a guy for that, too. Yeah, I know what wise guys call him. He's earned the name. Al has his own style, see? A bit eccentric, I admit. But it's damn effective. He can get a little unhinged. But, well, it's nothing like it used to be. We licked him into shape. Whenever someone asks me if a little crazy gets a job done, I say, you betcha.
Okay, it's a long trailer, and we have only so much time. So, again, if anyone else would like to join the raffle for this game, please do feel free. Have at it. Very easy, he says. Sass the Grey says, otherwise just, make sure that I've seen your message in the chat. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with this. Again, we have a starting image of, well, this is the avatar of Pallet East River Gawk, who apparently generally was the de facto daughter of the previous Gawk. Item SP Blue, object class Saoshient. Denotes an anomalous object that acts as the Foundation's patron deity, which I have a great intolerance for anything that calls itself a deity. Quite frankly, if it does that, you can pretty much trust it's not. In any case, special containment procedures. Blue is never to be contained, as that would be inappropriate for someone of her standing.
Should we trade off on these?
Oh, feel free.
Alright.
You can.
Holy Quarter. Though individual laws between national subdivisions of New Earth may vary, we must always conduct ourselves with the great ironclad question that binds us all together. Am I being the lovely person that Blue knows I can be? That, and that alone, is the path to true happiness.
Quickly, Exodus. If so, yes, if you have some sort of grab of games and there are ones you don't want, we can surely try to rehome some horror games over the course of the month. Oh, but no obligations. Praying to Blue is not a requirement, for she is eternally generous, and her unconditional love will sustain us into the end of time. However, prayer is encouraged for specific requests. As for immediate requests where results must be guaranteed, the Great Synod of O5 will consult the Arbiter on our behalf, for the Arbiter is the right hand of Blue and knows her as a loving older sister. As for the Holy Found... Oh, sorry, that's your line.
As for the Holy Foundation, our duties remain the same, but our cause is no longer to protect humankind. There are a great many forces within and beyond our universe that seek to usurp or destroy our beloved goddess.
But more importantly, human beings have many traits that cause Blue to fall in love with our species. Among those qualities was our innate desire for freedom, for independence. So that desire may continue to be met. We, the Foundation, must prove that we're capable of helping her help us help ourselves, just as the ancient minstrels said. And, well,
That's a link.
we're not clicking that. That's enough. And always remember, the one thing that must never happen is for Blue to come to despise us.
Inscription. Blue is Pallid the Immaculate, she who liberated the human race from the yoke of the void inevitable. She who covered our planet of fleeting flesh in a blanket of immortality and eternal youth. She who unmade the cruelty of the strangers. She who perfected the grove of spawning and remade thousand kingdoms from forgotten dust. She who draws some very nice pictures. But that's more of a hobby. And our once and future goddess, all-seeing, almighty, alright by us in all her doings.
Blue lives far above us in the heavens. Alas, her massive body, reclaimed from a false god of the strangers, would crush our dear world asunder with but one embrace. As such, Blue walks among us through her avatar, a divine puppet, but her touch is only as indirect as a thin glove snugly over a gentle hand. Is her warmth not felt regardless?
For 5 long years has Blue spread her gentle wings and bade her errant chicks to take shelter underneath. All the while, Dame KK-507 has acted as arbiter and mediator between Blue and her flock. The arbiter, Queen of Queens, is commanded by no human and answers only to Blue. This is getting weird.
This is also just a terrible idea across the board. Rector of Blue's surprise meeting in 615 after opening of Yellow. The 6 members of the O5 Synod are gathered in front row of an exact replica of the New York Metropolitan Opera of old. The arbiter at the conductor's podium is still fussing through a sheet of memorandums she was handed this morning. Still hard to believe she built this place in 5 minutes. Look, as much as I love our divine benefactor, I can't but feel that Blue's been a little more impulsive as of late, building new projects only to tear them down on the next day. I mean, I get that she's an artist and has to be a moody bitch by default, but how can you say that? What difference does it make? Just the other day, I heard a news story about some sketch show in New York called Pet Hog Fucker for the World. Aren't we forgetting that she could have us killed with her mind? She'll be on stage any minute. But the Avatar was front and center on the opening day, giggling at every body insult. She personally sponsored a 2-year run. A god that doesn't have a sense of humor is unworthy of worship. Well, frankly, this self-important jackass better have a good reason for dragging us out here on such notice. Oh, stop it! Whether or not she allows it, I won't stand for any further insults against our great benefactor. Well, I mean, what does the Arbiter think? Well, Arbiter, you're Blue's best friend, and if anyone can put a stop to this, it's you! Come on, KK. Blue literally calls us puppies. We're infallible. KK, tell them to stop now. The last thing we need is Blue getting sick of us. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on, tell us your own opinion. Well, Madame Arbiter... The Arbiter drops her papers. She slowly turns around to face Synod with a forced smile.
I don't have a fucking opinion.
Oh, for the love of...
4. Between your son and I, he has 2 more years of experience talking to other people, and that is far more qualified than I to be non-consensually elected as Goddess Lobbyist-in-Chief.
Well, I'm flattered, but he eats soap.
Me too. Have you even tried the infinite hand gel they got in Yellow's restrooms? It tastes exactly like whatever a banana daiquiri probably tastes like. I spent every day between the ages of 19 and 20 naked and covered in applesauce because it felt nicer than clothes. Either teach me how to be a real person with real friends or let me retire.
You are the only person in existence with a direct familial connection to her old friends. Your duty is to preserve the human...
My duty was to wake you up when the fucking door opened. I did that. I can't be on call 24/7 to automatically make Blue stop being a stupid fucking weird piece of Mr. Toad's fleeting interest of the minute. 1 minute it's houseboats, the next it's motorcars, ass chicken shit, ass fucking cocksucking bitch ass piece of paintbrush, omnipotent shit eating.
Such language. Now the house lights switch off. Blue. Sorry to keep you waiting, meat puppies. The blood drains from KK507's face in 0.2 seconds.
Hello, best buddy.
A spotlight turns on. Blue descends onto the stage in a shower of cherry blossoms, petals, while an invisible harp trills in the orchestra. Those were some lovely jokes you were telling earlier, KK. A hard act to follow, but I've been working on this act for 5 straight years. So, Synod, Arbiter, allow me to show you a true piece de resistance, something I've done for myself all the time. But because I love you 7 people in particular so much, I thought I'd share with you too. Behold! The curtain rises on a 5-meter tall, 10-meter wide cylinder labeled Big Bucket of Weasels. Taggart stands by the cylinder. He waves.
Hi, Mom.
Taggart, you need to get down from there right now.
But I'm helping.
You bet your sweet Bippy is. Oh, 5e McFour. Pats his head. Taggy, would you be a dear and grab the special card? Taggart nods, holding back laughter. He runs off to stage left. Now, if we're all ready, let the punishment show begin! An orchestra of workhorses suddenly materializes in the pit. They strike up with some fanfares. Still, the conductors stand. The Arbiter nervously pantomimes conducting.
Please don't tell me be actually conducting this.
Will our first volunteer please step up? A single orange bee instance in elaborate shackles is telekinetically flung from the top of the cylinder onto the stage. Several small trees of extra-dimensional origin grow from the back of its shell. Oh my god. Simmer down, lovelies! I thought they were gone. No, well, yes, gone, in the sense that the threat they pose is gone. Plus, so long as they're wearing my collars, they can't do their little juxtaposy parlor trick. But simply getting your world back and my Humy back just felt so empty, so I've been breeding weasels in secret. Why? Aha! Well, no more talking during the show. Now let's see. Giant black spike slams down from the ceiling, impaling the orange bee belly down on the floor. Don't worry, babies. He may not be as immortal as us, but he's still one tough customer. The orchestra starts playing a classical instrumentation rendition of Weasel Stomping Day by Weird Al Yankovic. Her paintbrush arm turns into a pair of rusty hedge clippers. I've been studying these weasels a lot. They're pretty hardy, not much gets them nervous, but once you get to know them, they're pretty sensitive souls. For example, to them, one of the worst, most agonizing, degrading, most painful forms of violation is to be defoliated, like this. Whistling a happy tune, she starts snipping the leaves off of Orange Bee's trees. The Orange Bee shrieks, clambering against the floor with all 16 of its legs. These little gardens hold all sorts of divine reverence for the weasels. They don't even plant them, they just grow on their own. The seeds are willed into existence out of memories from generations of weasels before. No two gardens are alike. She grinned sardonically. Being gardenless in their culture is not only sad, it's an unforgivable sin, no matter who does it to you. But that's the sort of thing you think about before mass murdering a cuter species. There must be an easy way to disgrace him. I know! The hedge clippers turn into a robotic claw. She yanks one of the trees out, snapping some of the well-dug roots. Greenish-black blood spatters outward from the broken shell. The Orange Bee raises two forearms and moans pitifully, trying in vain to juxtapose away. Yeah, shut up. She jams the uprooted tree into its mouth, breaking several teeth into the ground. She giggles. Who needs therapy when you can do shit like this to human killers? Taggy, don't leave me hanging! Taggart giddily wheels in a laundry cart full of glowing green light. There's a small wooden mallet attached to the side.
It kept trying to get away.
Aw, but you did such a good job of grabbing anyway. I'm so proud of you, Taggy. With the claw, she grabs one of the contents of the cart, a glowing green blob-like creature, a quarter of a meter in diameter. 4 pairs of legs wiggle from the front. It coos inquisitively. Check it out, guys! Teensy little baby weasels! They've got little bits of grass going already, the scamps. She places the larva in the wound in the Orange Bee's back where the extracted tree had been. Got the mallet, Taggy? He grabs it. Time to play Whack-A-Weasel! Oh, 5-4 weeps quietly. Taggart frantically beats the larva with a mallet. The larva screams.
I don't get it. It's not popping.
Oh, they don't actually pop. That's just how the song goes. What you really want to do is jam it in the big weasel's body until it's smothered. Then smash some more in. And then when you can't fit anymore, that's when you drown him with whatever's in the mystery bucket. Just pretend to enjoy it. We don't have to watch. Taggart continues beating the larva. The Arbiter falls to her knees, clutching her stomach. You're doing great! Now, tell her what we talked about.
This planet is my birthright.
Louder!
This planet is my birthright.
The Arbiter vomits. Aww, even KK's tummy is laughing. I don't know about this. Well, the ethics committee's dead. And didn't she transmute 682 into an American cheese sculpture? She did? Oh, fuck it. Pal turns this. Well, it seems like something that is common in these proposals is that 682 gets taken out as well. Which kind of violates the nature of 682, but we'll just shrug it off. We're at least going to get through this before the end of the stream. Surely.
There's
Surely.
a lot left, by the way.
When you say a lot left, how many lot?
At least another page other than this.
It's not necessarily the end. Incident log W4883A containment breach time 645AOI. Location Weasel Husbandry Facility 189. Begin log. Shall we? Oh yeah, KK507 to begin with. Very good. KK507 approaches the border of a holding area. A single warcaw steps in front of her. Hello, friend. Well, look, we have nothing but trust in your intentions, but could you do me a favor and discontinue forward motion?
I'd like to speak to W-48838, please.
You know what? You asked very nicely, A+, but I can't exactly let...
Flashes SCP ID badge. I'm the Arbiter. Let me through.
Maybe we should change the subject. Let's talk about what your business is with a prisoner.
This is one of the original weasels who attacked Earth, right?
Correct. This naughty little fellow's going to atone for his crimes until the last star goes out. Isn't that awesome?
I just want to ask it some questions.
Oh, goody, I got the answers for you. Q, are you a nasty, wasty little murderer? A, yes. Is there any hope for you? A, none whatsoever.
Hello, I am Shingles the Happy Turkey. Please deposit exactly 500 rubles into my decolletage before I call 911.
Brief silence, the construct sits down. I'm sorry, but no response for that prompt is currently available in my data banks. Please hold while I forward a request to Blue for customized output. The construct remains sitting. KK-507 walks behind unnoticed. She approaches W-4883A, who currently has all limbs nailed to the ground by hot iron spikes. Its entire garden has been uprooted, and only scar tissue remains. Its collar is labeled W-4883A.
Hi.
W-4883A speaks through a voice synthesizer in its collar. I'm not much in the mood for conversation. Then again, nor do I have a choice.
You can talk? I thought you guys only used video clips.
The one you call Blue has granted us better access to your language. Call it a courtesy if you like, but this was done solely to enhance our pleas for mercy.
I see. For what it's worth, I'm sorry about what happened to you.
Your compassion is illogical. Blue is prone to exaggeration, but not about the gravity of our crimes against your race.
Humans are kind of stupid that way, I guess.
This is obvious. Brief silence. W-4883A bows deeply. Regardless, your people deserved better.
What's done is done, but I'm not here to torture you.
You are the arbiter, are you not?
Yes, which means I've got a great deal of deciding power in whether or not this keeps happening to your people. But before that, there are some questions I have.
Again, I do not understand your compassion, but nor do I complain about it. What do you wish to know?
What were you trying to do when you took over our planet?
I suppose you'd understand it better with our current translators. Ostensibly out of respect for its mission statement, W-4883A slowly rises to as much of an upright position as it can through its nails. The front two appendages break off. It groans in pain. Thin tendrils of flesh start to regrow between the detachments and their stumps, struggling to be rejoined. We, the weasels... apologies, it would appear that your language still has no better translation for some of our words, have been tasked by Grandma since time immemorial to cultivate a realm of sprawling gardens. When our work is done, this realm will serve as a bountiful and serene afterlife for all creatures, regardless of their sins. Your fear of death is logically sound response to the state of your world, but to us, death is the ultimate reward for our labors, for when we can no longer work, we awaken in this future paradise to receive our long-awaited welcome.
Is that why you didn't fight back against the human armies?
It nods. So, too, is the fate of all those who perish by our hand, for they die to further our mission. At the moment of death, they are reborn in the future. They are the first to reap the fruits of paradise yet to come. May it never be said that weasels leave gratitude unspoken and labor unpaid.
Everyone you kill goes to heaven, so it's okay.
Why is there contempt in your tone?
Because it sounds like the justification behind 9 out of every 10 religious war crimes throughout history.
Which is incredibly well read for someone who's choose on staplers.
Yes.
And how many of your religions have proven their supernatural validity to the world in 2 hours? And you cannot deny that our paradise is real, or you have lived there while it was under construction.
I mean, is heaven a place where you get nailed to the floor?
Well, I make no claims that our plan worked.
Fair enough. I feel like this would have been avoided if you and the other weasels sat down and talked with the humans.
I fail to see what good your constructive criticism could do after such a thorough defeat.
No, I mean, you obviously knew that. It would have been just common sense to explain your agenda to the humans before you invaded, right? Maybe your promise of an afterlife would have eased their worries.
That's insane. Absolutely not sane. That would have eased absolutely no worries whatsoever.
I know.
Okay. Again, I fail to see what good you're constructive.
What I'm saying is that there must have been a good reason you bypassed the negotiation phase.
That there was.
What was that reason?
W4883A bows his head pensively. It feels wrong to tell this secret to a stranger. First, I insist that we introduce ourselves.
Well, I'm KK-507, Arbiter to Blue.
Come now, we know my name is not W4883A. My true name is, well, spank my ass and call me Charlie. I mean, untranslatable.
I'm sorry. I don't mind my number. My mother gave it to me, and it's a lot easier than saying Researcher Katrina Key the 557th every time.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Key.
Same, Charlie. Now, what's the secret?
We have seen myriad peoples and cultures in our travels and conquests. Every life form has their signature sin. You may have already inferred that ours is hubris. Among our people and our allies in other realms, there is an unwritten rule when dealing with humans. If you wish not to lose yourself to evil, commune with humanity as little as possible.
So, you think we're evil?
You misunderstand me. There is no judgment here. Only those who choose to sin are true sinners. But consider, in your old foundation, you have encountered legions upon legions of sadistic demons from 100,000 different realities. Were all of them truly vicious and hateful before they discovered you? Can you say that for certain?
Are you saying we turned them evil?
Not intentionally. Let me put it this way. Out of every species we have ever met, yours is the only one that never needed the concept of cruelty introduced to them by others. Cruelty is the most quintessentially human concept, and it is contagious. The workhorse stands up again.
Hold still.
She kneels and takes off her ID badge. She places it against Charlie's collar. What are you doing?
I was gonna disagree with you with words, but I'd rather prove it first.
The collar beeps on contact with the ID card. It falls off, clattering against the ground.
Besides, you're the first person I found it easy to talk to, and...
Charlie immediately juxtaposes away, because KK-507 chose one of the stupidest ways to go about this.
Fine, jeez.
I'm sorry, but I do not have a programmed reaction to this type of situation. Sending a query directly to Blue for...
As Arbiter, I order you to not do that.
Oh, very well. I will send a query requesting Blue to ignore the query that I have already sent. She suddenly disappears. Fantastic! That is a prompt I do have a response for. Ooh, that's dirty. Record of informal disciplinary hearing 645 AOY. The operator suddenly materialized in the central courtyard of Yellow. AK-507. She looks around her surroundings. Glancing at SCP-2591 Omega, she finds it covered with piles of boulders.
Oh boy.
The Avatar Blue stands in front of the boulders, staring blankly at the Arbiter. I'm not mad.
Okay.
It's not your fault. Their weasel words corrupted you. Must be some kind of mental juxtaposition they've taught themselves. The ability to juxtapose ideas into brains with their...
Khaled, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Yes, you can interrupt me. That's fine. That's a human thing, right? Humies, you're so witty.
What you're doing to the weasels is wrong. No right-minded human would stand for it. And not only that, it goes completely against the mission of the SCP Foundation.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing they plant in your head. I'm so sorry they're trying to lead you to your...
Take off all the colors or we're not friends anymore.
The rainbow on Blue's paintbrush suddenly fades to black. Blue turns away. She rests her non-brush hand against the boulders. It's fine. You're still not being punished. I would never punish a human, especially not my favorite human. Just to prove this isn't a punishment, I've also given the area in this pocket dimension the same healing factor as green.
Khaled?
I know how safe you feel in yellow, so I'm gonna just have you chill here for a while, okay? Just stay and relax until you get all the icky stuff out of your system.
What?
Blue faces the Arbiter, smiling sadly. Don't worry, when I come back to check on you in 100 years or so, none of your fellow humans are gonna be able to have self-destructive thoughts like these ever again.
Khaled, wait!
I love you, Katrina. The Avatar disappears. The Arbiter stands in silence for half a minute, her eyes turn to the open window of the conference room and the safety of the space under the table. In log. Yeah, I liked Palette East River Gawk much more when it was just an AI on a computer.
Yeah. There's at least 3 more pages, by the way. Brain Shatterer! We have also gone 2 minutes into our time.
We have, but with 3 pages remaining, that's probably another second hour. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this. Especially with these instructions. Meditating for 72 uninterrupted hours. Feels familiar. Mind you, I don't like that weasel. I'm insulted by that weasel. Cruelty is not a uniquely human trait. Cruelty is even close to being a uniquely human trait. Anyone who knows anything the fuck at all about the most basic of animals knows that cruelty is not an exclusively human trait. That pissed me off. And there's anyone who's watched nature documentaries knows that cruelty is not exclusively a human trait. That the dumber as they go about it is of no real import.
They didn't say it was exclusively human, they just said it was intrinsically human.
They tried to imply that humans basically invented it and just infected everyone else with it, which, again, bullshit, you weasels. And now I feel I'm more on, well, Palette East Gawk is batshit insane, so that has to go regardless. But in any case, this is the game we're raffling off for the one person who asked. It is a game where you're cleaning up crime scenes. As one
Aaron,
of the selection number
the computer jock.
Crime scene cleaners. Not legitimate crime scene cleaners who get paychecks and proper health protection equipment, but, mob crime scene murder cleaners. Did anyone else want to join this raffle? Nexus? Assuming you're still there. So... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and call it. I don't want to necessarily spend the next hour on this one SCP file again. I'm thinking I might veto future 01 proposals, because this wouldn't be the first time they've put me in overtime. And in this case, it's a new record for it.
Yeah. 3 weeks of overtime.
Yeah, 2 weeks of overtime. And it's technical in this case, but only because I'm stopping it now! inherent alongside of every other species on the planet, and it is not even plausible that it wouldn't exist in some capacity among other intelligent species that have properly functioning ecologies either.
I mean, we
Really-
already see it in dolphins.
Yeah. How are humans to be blamed for dolphin fuckery?
And octopuses.
Yeah.
Oh, octopodes, actually. Octopodes.
Look, as you all know, I love rats, and they can be cruel as well, or at least ruthless. And plenty of... We don't have time to get into the many myriad ways in which cats are aggressively cruel. They just have a lot of charming traits as well. And
As well as dogs.
So I refuse to...
The odd one out in our
Ten.
lineup. It don't make any sense, right? Wrong.
Stupid
The thing is,
garden
when
bug
people
had
look at her,
point.
they see just
That's
a
just
kid,
misanthropic bullshit.
someone unimportant, blending in with the crowd, screaming for attention, but worthy of none. They don't see the threat. Lives erased with just a couple of clicks.
No, we couldn't possibly do that, Bubbles.
She's what comes next. A cleaner of a different breed. She operates high-tech stuff I can barely She operates high-tech stuff I can barely comprehend. All in all, maybe she is a viper. That's what I do. I clean up murder scenes. Whatever the mess you make, I've seen it before. Crime makes people lose their nerve.
This feels like Vice
Unnerved
City
people do
crime cleanup.
stupid things.
Naturally not being done by the police. And done while the police are there, which seems like a really... I think by the time the police are there and have secured the crime scene, it's a bit too late for a cleaner to do their job.
Stupid things
Not
get them in
necessarily.
trouble.
I mean, they can take pictures, but
That's
if
right,
all of
come in.
this evidence disappears.
There are a few
Yes, well I'm just saying that by the time the cops are there, the odds of you being able to hold down the place long enough to get rid of all the evidence pretty low. Unless you're there for a
Yeah.
specific one thing, like a single spent casing. That you know exactly where it is, otherwise it's pretty nonsensical. In any case, looks like a pretty good game, I think, especially if
Few
you're
rules to make it as-
being a functionary for a mob who does all the really, really dirty work, which, on the bright side, is somewhat less likely to get one killed. Next visitor has joined the raffle. Okay, let's get this raffling done and shut things down. Needless to say, next Thursday, we'll be continuing with David Urka Foolfellow's SCP-001 proposal. Starting from here, which I need to make a point of saving and not closing immediately after the show to have to find it again later. Again. The first number
I'll just-
is for Haven. What? Well, the odds are 1 in 100, actually. Haven, I'm quite surprised to say that you have rolled...
Shit.
Haven's number is 100, which is perhaps the one time where it is objectively impossible for Nexus Hunter to roll higher. But I do feel we have to press the button anyway. I mean, what if he also rolls 100? He did not
Then we roll
also
again.
roll a 100. Yeah, we'd have to have a tiebreaker then. But it would have been possible for that to be the case. Well, congratulations, Haven. And thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed the show. We didn't get to 13 likes, which meant that this stream was... failure. So close, too. It's fine. I'm fine.
I'm gonna do something funny.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
I hope I didn't rape everyone with a headset on. I don't know if you have turned it on.
I don't have to turn down, but it wasn't, hurty, so it's fine. Oh, and apparently we have just hit 13. This stream is now a success. Everything's fine. My faith in man is restored. There is light on the horizon. Speaking of on the horizon, tomorrow will be the next SRS on Rumble. I'm going to start saying it out loud and start putting the links up, because at this point, if Rumble isn't the thing to overtake YouTube eventually, I don't think it's going to happen. And we'll just slowly follow YouTube as it spirals the drain and drops into what sewage-based dystopia the future is doomed to. I'm sorry, I mean to get back to being positive. It's probably going to be fine. Probably. I have been Director Arketer Labs. This has been Scrubbles, as far as you know. And we're just about done here. Again, tomorrow, SRS. The Saturday Arcade is no longer on Saturday. It is on Sunday, starting at the same time. So please do tune in then. Also, on Rumble, this is the last show remaining on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I should probably try expanding the locals as well. One of these days, I'll secure a good restreaming solution. One of these days. Meanwhile, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable. Any final thoughts? You lot?
I'm just looking at Ratty Boy. Looks so cute. You should totally poop him on the snoot.
I don't think he necessarily likes that.
Aww.
Booping has been done. More booping. His children would imply that he's had a good time, insofar as rats can express having had a good time. Okay.
Well, they can boggle their eyes.
You know, I haven't really seen that much boggling from the brothers. A lot of chatter, and you haven't been able to hear it, but the occasional rat laugh when I hit a ticklish spot. Which is only audible by the fact they're forcing air out of their lungs. It's at a register that is beyond human hearing. You need a bat detector to hear it directly, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I really want to hear that, but you know how expensive even bat detector kits are? I just don't have the budget for that. In any case, until next time, once again, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable. Cheers, everyone!
Cheers.